I'm Becca Leese.
I'm Christian Zastro.
And I'm Tegan McGuire.
We are the Wisconsin Chapter Display Team.
When people picture display, they think of something bland, dull, and strictly informational. And that's the exact opposite of what we wanted our display to look like. We wanted something that caught everyone's eye, something that was unlike anything you had seen before.
In November, when the competition for chapter display was presented to us, we were all on board right away. We knew from the start that we wanted to incorporate a metal globe design to represent this year's theme, United as One. We weren't sure exactly how to begin with the idea of a metal globe, so we took it straight to the drawing board.
In our research, we looked into many different designs of metal globes. After seeing multiple designs, we thought the most fitting for our globe would be constructing it of aluminum rings that will be welded together. We went back and forth on the size, but ultimately decided on a 3-foot diameter. This size allowed the globe to be big enough to carry out this year's theme, while also not taking away from the other features of our display. We also thought that it would be important that our globe spins as if it were an actual globe. After approximately 8 hours in CAD, designing what we wanted our display to be, we finally had it figured out. In the end, our final display plan did not stray all too far from the original drawing.
While finalizing our design, we also had to think about transport. We chose to use aluminum rather than steel as it's a lighter weight metal, thus making the base and the globe easy enough for a single person to move. Also, with the height of the structure nearing 7 feet tall, we had to think of a way to detach the globe from the base during transport. To do this, we fabricated a hex pipe adapter onto our center pole, which would then slide into a square tube. This pole design allows for easy setup and takedown. Another goal that we had for the display was to be able to use it anywhere. We used portable power packs to power both the interactive features on top of the display and the globe motor.
After figuring out how we wanted our display to be made, we constructed a full-size cardboard structure of it in December. This task, while fairly simple, would help us set in the ideas we had for our design. In the beginning, we wanted our diameter of our globe to be 3.5 feet, but the model helped us decide that it should only be 3 feet, which complements the display better.
Now, with the design complete, it was time to move to the metal shop. This display requires a lot of welding, which none of us were very experienced in. Also, we chose to TIG weld it rather than MIG weld it, as it leaves a nicer finish on aluminum. So we brought in our alumni to help teach our members how to weld on the base. And then it was time to move on to constructing the globe.
To begin construction of the globe, we traveled to Madison Area Technical College, and the instructors there let us use their hydraulic tube roller and taught us how to roll and shape the tube. After all this was complete, we took the tube, which was now rolled into circles, back to the high school and began welding and shaping them. The globe was an ongoing project throughout the months, between getting the final form together to getting hooked up to a motor so that it could spin.
From the start, we knew what we wanted included in our top for the base. We chose a full marble look, which would be implemented by using the epoxy resin. Figuring out how we wanted the epoxy to look like was easy. The hard part was accomplishing the look we wanted. Only our advisor Josh had ever worked with the epoxy before, so we had a long learning process ahead of us. After practicing our technique and design, we did our final pour and loved how it turned out. Then, we took a trip to our local industry partner to order out the top design.
With the help of one of our local industry partners, they taught us how a CNC router works. We engraved the United as One graphic into the display top. While programming the CNC router, we broke a few end mills. With some trial and error, we finally got it right. We knew that the top held our whole display together, so we wouldn't expect anything less than perfection.
Now, with the main components of the display finished, it was time to decide what we wanted displayed on the sides of the base. We went back and forth from a collage of our members to even a TV screen. And for state, we decided that just a plain red vinyl was fine. But for nationals, we decided to step it up a notch. On Christian's side, you will see profiles of our alumni, where they are now, and how Skills USA helped them get there. On Tegan and my side, you will see the Skills USA framework and pictures relating to each side. Then in the back, there's a thank you to our sponsors and industry partners. And in the front, over the top of plain red vinyl, there's a white acrylic Skills USA logo. All of these sides were printed at our own graphics lab in our high school.
We felt that we needed more interaction with our display, something that would engage our potential new members. We needed those wow factors, if we will. We had many options to choose from, and of those, we decided to create an iPad mount, which would not only facilitate the presentation, but also have 5 buttons representing each Skills USA uniform. When you click one of these buttons, it will light up to the corresponding figurine and tell you a little bit about what that member does in their area of interest. For example, Samantha Hernandez.
I do first aid and CPR as my competition for skills. What I do in my competition
She is a diligent member of our Skills USA chapter and wants to become an orthopedic surgeon when she grows up. All these features required us to learn new skills we had little introduction to, programming and coding. They also required us to use a BBC Microbit, which is a pocket-sized computer that allows us to pair hardware and software together and achieve the missing wow factors our display needed.
We needed these wow factors because Skills USA is an incredibly hard organization to recruit for. This is because it's such a diverse organization, with many different career pathways and areas of interest. From top to bottom, this display fully incorporates what these potential members can accomplish with their time in Skills USA.
This display could not have been completed if it wasn't for the help from our chapter. 13 out of our 32 members aided in the completion of this display, even if it was for something small. On an average workday, we would spend 5 to 6 hours working, and we would occasionally come in on the weekends or during one of our class periods during the day. A total of 720 hours were spent on this display. This project could not have been completed if it wasn't for the help from our high school advisors, who spent countless hours overseeing our progression and providing resources we would otherwise not have the opportunity to use. With metal prices increasing over the last year, we knew our budget would have to reflect that. Our chapter invested $2,821 into our display for material and test pieces. While this might seem like a large number, the knowledge and experience we gained through this project is priceless.
Throughout this process, we were focused on effectively portraying this year's theme, United as One. We could not be happier of how our chapter came together to build this display to the best that it could be. We invite you over to our display to learn more about our chapter and Skills USA as a whole. Hi, I'm Becca Leese.
I'm Christian Zastra.
And I'm Tegan McGuire.
We are the Watertown, Wisconsin 2022 High School Chapter Display Team. We won gold at Nationals. We're filming at Kuzel as we have not previously filmed any of our presentation practices. Big thank you to Kuzel for letting us have our display in their lobby all week and letting us record here.